Georgia lead as we send things out to Karl Ravech.
All right, KC, we certainly will get it right back to you when that game goes final and see how it ends. Here, Alabama 4 on what was a 4-point play by one of their shooting guards, and that's Chris Youngblood. They got a 1-point lead over Mississippi State. And Nwoko buries his man, then a little jump hook to go.
Chris Jans is effective right now as a head coach. On the verge of third straight NCAA tournament appearance for Mississippi State in 3 years.
Philon in deep, up over Kugel, gets it to go. LeBaron Philon is a big guard. Great defense right there, Molly. Thank you from Melendez, who denied Sears. They are all over him tonight. Here comes Melendez.
Bam!
Wow.
Ravi, when you're on the road as a head coach, you want a... Chris Jans valuing rest for his team. Actually bust over today. Hour and 15-minute bus ride on the day of the game to try to save legs.
Hubbard set a screen, then was open for a three. And he doesn't appear to be on early. He's missed his first couple of attempts. Sears is wide open, and he will take that. He drains it back-to-back threes for the tie. A good find from Diabate.
Yeah, they are making 10 threes per game, Alabama at 37%. And Hubbard, boy, he does that 2 or 3 times a game. You score on one end, and you lose sight of him. He'll bring it up that right side and run it right up your back.
Big story, Jimmy, that Hubbard, who had, as you mentioned, 38 in the first meeting, now has 2 fouls, and he's on the bench. 13:26 to go. A little backdoor move. Diabate buried deep, and he stuck with it after the block.
Well, Mo Diabate only got 14 minutes on Saturday because NATO clock.
Nwoko, jump hook too strong.
The ball pressure was great. The denial of back cuts was great. Really well done by Alabama.
Here's Aiden Sherrill. Uses his body. Murphy will get the foul. 140 pounds out of Detroit, Michigan. Just a 57% free throw. Otega Owe, number 17, Kentucky. Coverage starts at 1 Eastern time. And as Nate Oates confirmed, too, he is playing the best ball I've seen him play on both sides. He came back to try to win a national championship.
And Josh Hubbard with 2 fouls. And Chris Jans is trying to keep this game intact and getting back on the floor.
You cannot. Defense being played by Alabama tonight as Philon recovers. We talked about it when he went out with the 2 fouls. They are having a hard time getting shots off. That time a good pass from the freshman Warren.
Get some momentum.
Yeah, and I would make him guard right now, Josh Hubbard. Now, he's not wired to guard anyways. Still learning and growing in that area. If I'm Alabama, I go right at Josh Hubbard 2 or 3 possessions.
What they did is go right to a zone, and that left. Stevenson finds Philon right on. Sears right by his man. No. That was a blow-by of the defender, Sean Jones. Yeah, Hubbard needed that to go through, man. They are going to the bus today, about an hour and a half drive from Mississippi State here. Nate Oates has given his team a lot more time off than usual, trying to keep them as rested as they can be.
Ravi, it's a huge deal. Think about Alabama last year. Melendez drives that ball. He has not made a 3-point shot this year. Melendez, like he's capable of, only 19%. Good to see him driving for points. But Alabama lost last year in Friday night at the SEC tournament. Got home for a couple days extra rest and found himself in the Final Four. Rest is critical.
What a play by Holloway, man. A dribbling exhibition to find creators out there with Sears. That was such a good example of it with Holloway's dribble. And then the dish to Sears. Watch it. Bam! They're playing well. They're having fun. They're passing that.
Defensive halves by Alabama this season.
So far, another turnover. Now here comes Sears. Last time down, he found a cutting Nelson for a flush. Now he finds him for a Youngblood 3.
Yep.
That's good, and they are on fire tonight.
Another guy.
Crimson Tide have taken 12, now 13 threes. They've made 7 of them. And even the loose balls end up in their own teammates' hands. Youngblood, how good is he feeling tonight?
Ravi, Alabama has shooters and crashers.
That first matchup with Mississippi State, the Chris Youngblood game, he scored a career-best 7 3-pointers, as you mentioned, but he refuses to let his teammates talk about that. And he said that it was a shooter's paradise in a game like that, but he did not expect so many early opportunities today.
I get this X-out action. I mean, it's as good of a defensive performance as Oates has had this year.
And a lot of folks, Jimmy, looked at, oh, here's Youngblood again. Pause for the cause because he buried another.
Yeah, it's too easy. I mean, you got a top block, you got to do something.
Making the point before Youngblood interrupted with another three, Jimmy, that if they're going to win a championship, they had to improve their defense, right?
Yeah, they've got to get that 30 or lower defensive efficiency. Mississippi's defense was good early, very physical, banging people. Now they've gotten away from it. Alabama, Ravi, offensively, they can beat you in every area. Threes, transition, rim cuts, offensive rebounds, a total package on the offensive end.
A 16-2 run. Murphy will not take that three. A floater that hits the backboard pretty hard and falls through. Oh, he didn't shoot it. He went to Sherrill. That's a nice layup. They're assisting on everything.
Those guards.
Phylon finds Stevenson. Youngblood. He got fouled again shooting a three. Chris Jan saw that one. And he is...
Mississippi State react to them, and they've taken Hubbard out of the game.
Ravi?
Yeah, they definitely included for the increased defensive effort that they saw in the second half against Kentucky. This kid played his best game, and he seems to be raising the level even more. Earl says, what about me? He already made one tonight. He missed that one. Melendez finds the bottom.
Boy, that is huge. You get 19% from
That energy tonight.
Yeah, very fast on both ends of the floor. You got to have an edge about you when you get into March, and that rest is so important. And coaches fight it, Molly. They fight themselves on giving rest and being more prepared. And you got to err on the side of being rest right now.
Well, Jan said that about himself on the alley-oop. What a pass! Sears to Amori.
That middle ball screen is lethal for Alabama. Amori, such a fast athlete, Ravi, into the screen and out of the screen. The money thrown right on time.
Matthews hard, no, and will.
You heard me talk about it Saturday. Simple is good, especially this time of the year. He's not worried about Alabama's first 10 seconds. It's our wardrobe critique.
He clearly didn't see the open. Look at Holloway.
Speaking of open, they've been waiting right now in the women's game. Alabama, Christy Curry, they are 22-6, and she's getting ready to take her team to, I believe, the third straight NCAA tournament. They are tough.
Nice pass inside, interior pass that time from Matthews to Murphy. You know who else having a good year? The Alabama cheerleading squad.
National champs.
National
in
champs.
the co-ed traditional division. Alabama's cheer. You see them up there at the top of your screen in that right corner. National champions this year. Congrats to them, huh?
Absolutely. Holloway kicks it. Diabate, extra pass. Sears. Yes! Jimmy, they are on an absurd clip right now as they went 2 for 1. It paid off with a couple of threes. Strong, Jimmy, with the baseball stuff. Omori, so strong.
Yeah, now that's strong. Flip Omori is 11 and 15 against Kentucky. He is a conflict resolution major. Conflict resolution major. That fits really well with his style of play at the rim as well.
Here's off to the left. Youngblood followed. Hustle by Nelson, but he turns it over. Now Hubbard will think about pulling up, but he found Murphy for an... national championship. He wants to win the SEC tournament championship, and it's always a goal of theirs to win the regular season championship. They still have an outside shot to catch Auburn. Florida losing tonight. Nelson to the hole. That's what he does when he's right. Aggressive take from Grant Nelson after a bumpy first half. Quick pass down low. Nelson a little late. Holloway got beaten.
Yeah, Holloway was hugged up on that weak side, dancing with the guy he's assigned to. That's not what you want defensively.
Nelson back to Sears. The blow by of Murphy. That's a soft touch from Sears.
He is just a grinder, Mark.
A lot of spinning. Yeah, nice play by Keyshawn Murphy.
He has given them a boost in conference play. Hadn't started one. He's their second leading scorer.
He's got a dozen tonight. Sears left open. He is so confident right now with his shot, 17 in the game. Long shots, long rebounds. Holloway passed it up. Youngblood fires again. And one goes.
It's just like money. They are the best I've seen this year.
Thing where all of a sudden it's like I'm going to be there at 4 a.m. and then I'm going to be there at 3, and then we're not going to go to bed.
Yeah.
Good truce.
Two kids, Youngblood, a Tuscaloosa native, and Stevenson sticks another three. The Youngblood, Tuscaloosa native, went off to Kennesaw State for 3 years in South Florida. And of course, Mark Sears from Muscle Shoals, and both of them get to put that Alabama jersey on to finish their careers.
Yeah, and Nate Oates has turned things around, that putting that Alabama jersey on now means something different. You're in and retreats after one goes off the iron.
It is a great sign when three guys from the same team are battling for that rebound like Alabama just did.
Stevenson, why not? He's red hot all of a sudden. Alabama's three-point shooting tonight is off the charts. They're shooting over 50%, 15 of 29.
Ravi, you can see why you cannot discount Alabama as a legitimate Final Four threat. And they play offense like they're doing tonight on top of this defense. Absolutely, they could get to San Antonio.
Yeah, corner three falls for Alabama, one of their most prolific three-point shooting performances of the season. And you know, the die was cast when it comes to these three-point shots.
Till we pay off Andy Hayes.
Yes. Andy the man this evening.
And #1 ranked teams over those 14 different sports. 11 #1
on the schedule. Now they're playing great tonight, Jimmy, but in order to hold on to a #1 seed, you got to deal with #5, #3, and #1.
Was the toughest closing stretch in college basketball this year when you go back to the...
Not close.
Not even close. You go back to Auburn in that loss to the #1 team. You're going to finish up with them again.
Holloway, that's way off. He's not had a good shooting night. Think about it. They have 73 points and one team right now.
Why? Yeah, Nate Oates going to get a sub in.
We'll deal with Oklahoma. Oklahoma coming off that win against this Mississippi State. Ole Miss, ESPN2 at 7, and then Kentucky will be on at 9.
Bruce Pearl wins the regular season like it looks like Auburn's going to do. He should be the national coach of the year. Mark Sears told me that was on the playlist today. I said, any Morgan Wallen? And he just walked away.
Yeah. Morgan, who? Youngblood, he got it.
The NBA Youngblood right there, not NBA Young Boy. The goal for Alabama on missed threes is to get 50% of those misses. And they hit that number more times than they don't.
Good defense that time. Amori got a hand up on it. Youngblood, he will shoot 2 when we
call it a tie right now.
What do you like about this year's Alabama team?
Around baseball, football, quarterback, where's the arm come from?
Yeah, so they want to know your sports.
And I wore the headband, and the team played pretty well, and everybody told me it was good luck, and so I decided I had to bring it back tonight, and between my shot and the team's performance, I'd say I got to bring it back next time.
How do you become the president of the Crimson Chaos? What's the process?
Yeah, how do you become the president of the Crimson Chaos?
Yeah, so my freshman year, I got down here.
President of the Crimson Chaos. He's a shooter from long range. He's a good luck charm, and now he's an analyst. He's coming for your job, Jimmy.
Yeah, well, and he's also a process improvement engineer major, so maybe he could just help us with that a little bit.
With our process.
Yeah, we need process improvement.
There's another three from Stevenson. I'll tell you one thing, I like the plaid jacket concept too. That works. Back the other way with a three.
Remember, he had 38 the first time these two teams played Josh Hubbard, but Alabama got on him early. They top blocked him with size and made it really difficult for him to get to seeing a big rim in this game.
Pretty play, Philon, who jumped straight up. He was looking for a foul. This is a team that has gone over 100 a bunch of times as Hubbard just came down, fired and missed, and now he's got another look at it. Like a layup for these guys. They're that good.
Yeah.
Murphy's trying to almost throw it between Sears' legs. Now he said, I'm just going to go myself. And he banks it in.
He's good at that runner for a 6'10", 7-footer. Keyshawn Murphy is. He's got a motor about him. He's got a chance to make an NBA roster someday. He's so athletic and springy.
And back into that 2-3 zone. Nelson reverse, pretty play.
Those are kind of plays. Stroke.
Yeah, good hands. Nelson on that bounce pass from Murphy. Never got to Matthews. Sears working on back-to-back 30-point games. He got trapped in the corner and then he got fouled.
His voice, his leadership. Nate Oates tells you he's playing his best basketball of his career. Guy that can lead you to a deep, deep run in March.
Coaching his team in that last timeout like it was a 2-point game. I have not seen him yell that much before. Yelling, animated about the lack of defensive effort he's seen from his players in recent possessions. He was just getting after them, wants them to keep their intensity and stay dominant.
A great example, too, Molly, of what Jimmy just talked about. It's going to be back-to-back bad losses for Mississippi State, and they're going to give up 100+ in this one as Murphy works his way in. But Lenardi's got them fairly comfortably in Mississippi State in the NCAA tournament as Youngblood, and Murphy have
Arkansas's win over Michigan. Georgia's win over St. John's. Those are high, unheard of.
Yeah. No, we're seeing, you look at these SEC teams, there's a handful of them that have set high watermarks when it comes for wins over AP top 25 teams in a regular season. And that's only because so many are in the top 25. You have way more opportunities than you've ever had. Thrown out of the way there with bodies banging against each other. Hubbard's extra pass to Harris Jr. no good. Melendez has it. Wow, a lot of contact there and too many offensive. RJ Melendez, 27 points on 7 3-pointers. All of his field goals tonight. Sat down. I don't know if you picked him up. He may have snuck out of your periphery. So you saw Amore. I think it might have been a little bit more Youngblood induced.
Boy, they bring it, don't they? With speed, Alabama. Look at this. Within 4 seconds. Bam. Within 4 seconds. They secure that ball, and they got a guy out in front of the pack waiting for a 3-point shot. Man, they are lightning fast, man, in their conversion offense. 19 made threes tonight, Ravi.
And you're seeing the depth. Youngblood goes out, Philon in, 3-pointer. Their 19th three ties the season high, Jimmy.
Man.
6 different guys have at least a three.
Guys.
Yeah.
I knew it was more than 2.
Yeah, you were there.
Sherry Jans, his wife, who on road trips makes a snack bag for everyone on the travel party.
Yeah.
And then we got the 3 extras, and it was loaded. I mean loaded with great stuff. Mine's about half empty. Molly, how'd you do with your snack bag today?
I saved the muffin for after the game.
Well, the muffins are
but it was
great,
for after the game.
But you got a long ride, Molly, so you gotta have that sugar. Get that ends in there. The chocolate chip cookie. I would strongly encourage Sherry, if she wanted to, again, just a full bag of chocolate chip cookies. Like you could sell that easily and really make some make some cake on that.
Yeah, but pieces, and Josh Hubbard held in check tonight, but man, on any night, Ravi.
Aaron was so involved with the players. It becomes a family dynamic between coach, wife, player. You know, the wives do so many things for the players as Sears gets banged up there with Hubbard.
Interesting, after the NCAA tournament last year, he actually had a conversation with anybody else, and Mark Sears puts in the work. Molly. 3 terrific games in a row for Mark Sears. He has found his groove.
66 times, Jimmy, he has had at least 20 points in his career.
Tennessee got a win tonight on the road at LSU. Another good game by Felix Okpara. He went for 15 and 7. Ziegler had 17. Chaz Lanier made 3 threes with 14 points.
Woo! Pretty touch that time by Holloway. I think he, I tell you, Murphy had one go in and out. He's had a very good game. One of the few guys, Mississippi State, who's had a good game tonight. He's got 18 points. Hubbard has a lot of points, but he's missed a lot of shots. Just 3. Is there a combination of both? And obviously an ideal situation is what Alabama.
Tournament starting. 96% of the national champions eventually, they were inside the top 21 in defensive efficiency, and top 30 in offensive efficiency. All those teams you're reading off, Ravi, are inside that group right now, are flirting with them. Alabama's defense has to come down.
But it's coming. We saw that during the practice or shoot around that they had when they were here to take on
Alabama. Auburn, that 14 quad 1 wins. They've handled everything on one, and that's Janai Broome.
Phylon. Next basket for Alabama would be their 100th point.
Max Charnowski fixing to check in for Alabama.
Yeah, and send the crowd into a frenzy as Holloway's 3 is right on. 5th 100-plus point SEC game this season for Alabama.
And Ravi, that speaks to what the SEC has done over the last 4 or 5 years, because 4 or 5 years ago, this league was a very athletic, defensive league that really couldn't score. But man, now, a lot of high-powered offense as Charnowski gets the appearance, just his 4th appearance.
Good read.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to do it too. Everybody else is doing it. What are they doing? Do you know what this means?
You should go up there and ask.
Oh,
Hubbard
he's a
impressive.
shark. I get it now. Charnowski.
Phylon doing some dribbling, and this entire fan base wants Charnowski to get the ball. Now we're just letting everything go. We're just letting it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh. Back to him. All right. Settle for a Holloway corner.
Crazy possession was that.
6 fouls, none called.
Yeah, and everybody with the ball fell down at least once. They had hung 108 on Mississippi State in this game, and they're not done.
This is an opportunity for the players to read the room. Here he goes. Oh.
Keyshawn Murphy doesn't understand.
No, he's not reading the room. One more rip at him.
Well, he can't let that block shot discourage him, right?
I don't think he will. You have a name like Max, is an all green light approach. Or Aiden Sherrill decides, I'll do it. Okay. Okay.
Well, sometimes you just got to take it if you're a head coach. That's what Chris Jans has to do right now. It is what it is.
Yeah, but the troubling part, to your point, is the last half of the prior game against Oklahoma and these two halves.
Back 3 halves in a row now defensively. They just not at all where they have to be.
111 is a season high for the Alabama Crimson Tide. They made 22 3-point field goals. And Holloway. Then Hubbard give a hug. And Jans and Oates shake hands. All Alabama as they get set for a Saturday showdown against Tennessee.